My name is Lori Denton, and I am the director of all of our partnerships to be able to get Create up off the ground and running.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about what is Create.
So Create is actually a regional workforce center that is going to serve students across 5 counties in high-wage, high-demand technical fields. So we have so many businesses and industries here who are constantly looking for a strong workforce, and that covers careers of all phases, salary ranges, prices, skills, and sometimes there's a disconnect putting our students and our employers in the same rooms together so they can get to know each other. And what's so unique about Create is all of the pathways that we offer here, they're not duplicated in your school's Career Tech Center. They're very unique to Create, and they were designed alongside our business and industry partners for the things that they need. You will see many of our businesses and industries represented here out on the floor with you while you're learning. They're here working alongside your teacher, building their company culture and teaching you about the things that they do and what jobs they have at their facilities. Because what we've learned is students are much more likely to go and become employed at a facility that they've already built a relationship with the people who work there. And so we do believe that Create will change the entire economic footprint of what East Alabama looks like by giving you guys so many more career opportunities that have always been here. You just might not have been aware of them.
Hello, my name is Xander, and I'm a part of the Robotics Engineering Academies here at Create Center. We work a lot on, I personally work on 2 different kinds of robotics. There's the VEX Robotics Competition, with these little 18 by 18 robots, and then there's the FIRST Robotics Competition, where you build robots that have like a weight limit of 300 pounds and a diameter of 120 inches. It's a lot bigger. Here at Create, you learn a lot of non-technical skills here. There's plenty of different classes you can take to learn technical skills, but also just being here, you learn non-technical skills. You learn, clocking in and clocking out, respecting others as if they're not just classmates, but also, fellow work colleagues. You learn a lot about responsibility and organization, being on time. Create is more strict than school is, but in a workplace setting. It doesn't focus on necessarily the same things that school does. It shows you more of what the real world's actually going to be like.
My name is Kim Moore, and I'm the engineering instructor at Create. So our engineering programs include basic understanding of different aspects of engineering. We do a little civil, we do electrical, we do mechanical, we do industrial engineering. We do everything as simple as making woodwork, as you can see some of the projects around here, woodwork, up to designing and building your own little go-kart race car. A little car back there was completely built by students, including the cutting of the metal and the welding, and it'll do about 50 miles an hour.
Communication skills would be the #1, absolutely. I know that we do a lot of representing and talking for Green Power, so I've become a lot more fluent in my speaking skills and become more relaxed when talking to people. Workplace skills, I have learned a lot. For one, don't be on your phone, absolutely. 2, always stay on task. 3, always find a task if you don't have one. 4, always be prepared. And then 5, be respectful and shine.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey guys, my name's Krista Mintz, and I teach the cybersecurity networking classes along with some computer science and some dual enrollment math classes here at Create. What makes Create special is what you see behind me and in this classroom. What's neat about it is, yes, you can be learning math inside what looks to be a pretty typical classroom, but then within just opening this door, you can walk out and apply those math concepts in the engineering classroom or a green power area or a modern manufacturing area. So us being separated but yet connected, that's what really makes it different. Also, any day of the week, you may have the opportunity to work with industry partners or partners who work at maybe Gaston State, Snead State. So saying all this, I hope that as you're considering the classes that you take next year, that you consider Create. This is a great opportunity, and I hope that you guys consider taking advantage of it.
What makes Create so special?
Create is so special because at this point there's not another facility in the state of Alabama that is doing what we're doing. We're breaking the mold by bringing in students from multiple school districts just to take classes at the same facility, and that doesn't happen in other places across the state. You might have students from multiple high schools going to a career tech center, but they're under one school system, and we're reaching out to multiple school systems because, you know, ultimately it's about making sure that our workforce here is strong and that your future has a great income to be able to support yourself and your family. It's been amazing to spend so much time with our elected officials and people all across the state of Alabama, as well as Senator Britt and Senator Tuberville and Congressman Rogers. They're all blown away at what we call regionalism, and that's when everybody across the region works together for a project to come about that's going to impact everyone in a positive way, and that is what Create truly does. There's not another place where our industries and our businesses are in the facility all the time, working hard to build relationships with you, and you're building relationships with them because you have a choice where you go to work, just like our employers have a choice about who they want to hire. Create has been such a foundational learning experience for not just the adults involved, but the students also, to learn that if you look around and you feel like your needs aren't being met, do you talk about it, or do you just come up with a plan and start trying to do things to make change? And that's what we're doing here. We do believe that if something isn't working and some things need to change to make sure that everybody's getting the right experiences, it just takes commitment and hard work to be willing to go in and make changes at the state level. You know, just because a law is written doesn't mean it has to stay that way forever. And so it's important to understand that, you know, when you don't feel like needs are being met in the community, that you can all come together as one and make a difference.
I learned probably one of the most important things is how to cooperate and work together with a team. The first semester here at Create, me and two of my friends worked on a pool table project, and we learned how to divide up the tasks to be more efficient, and we learned how to work together even though we found challenges. And we learned how to work together even despite we had our differences. And so it helps with team building and cooperation. And another skill I've learned is the ability to push through trials and issues. You learn a lot of problem solving here at Create, and especially with my more recent project, my car, I've learned how to get through all the technical things, and when things don't work out, you figure out how to keep going forwards despite your failures.
I am Britt Young, teacher and coach at Create Center. I'm the supervisor for the Green Power and Robotics pathways that we have here. In robotics, super excited. We're starting off with 4 classes. You start working with VEX VRC materials and then go all the way up to using 6-axis FANUC arms, learning how to become robotic operators for our local industries and their automation. The Green Power area is designing, building, and racing electric cars. 3-time national champion from our team that participates going around and racing and getting to learn skills with tool usage, CAD, additive manufacturing, mechanical and electrical engineering, resource management, all the great skills that can make you successful later on in life. Create's special because it's going to provide the opportunities for all of the workforce development for our area, making sure that it keeps our industries knowing that we're providing people with the skills they need, and it helps keep our communities strong and growing. From a student perspective, if you look around, we don't have walls around the majority of our programs. And so what we end up with is a lot of interdisciplinary projects that go on. Green Power is probably one of the strongest in that aspect. Learning from the engineering pathways for the additive manufacturing and the CAD, and then doing the telemetry systems coming from our cybersecurity, our information technology side, and then the building of the cars coming from our modern manufacturing area. So we get kids from all kind of disciplinary disciplines coming together to work on ideal projects and learn from each other.
So yeah, our programs include engineering, we got Green Power, there's automotive in the back, and then IT and security specialist classes that we have.
our supervisors or teachers, for those who don't come Create. We have Mr. Moore, Mr. Young, Miss Mintz, and Coach Rowe down in the back. They're all very supportive of whatever you want to do. You know, they're going to help you set yourself up for the next step in life.
It's Chris Rowe, or Coach Rowe, as I'm called at Oxford. This is the Modern Manufacturing Program that's mainly sponsored by Honda and paired with Gadsden State for our classroom curriculum. We do a little bit of everything. We have, of course, we have our online classwork through Gadsden State, which is your ACE and your Amatral. You earn college credentials when you do that. It's not necessarily the old high school auto body class anymore. We have a car that was sponsored by Honda that we work on at times. They have given us 3 separate engines to work on. We're in the process of getting all that set up, and we do a little bit of carpentry, woodworking. When you decide you want to come to Create, you come here ready to go to work. You don't come down here just for a social event or anything like that. You come down here to learn, earn your college credentials, go along with what you want to do, get your hands dirty, get ready to go to work, and learn a lot of the basics when you go into safety, OSHA, things of that nature.
So in my opinion, the whole point of high school is to try different things, to learn different things. What do I like? What do I not like? So you know before you graduate high school, yeah, I don't want to go into the medical field because that medical class I took in high school, when I had to go to the hospital and do clinicals, I was grossed out. So that's not for me. If you don't have those experiences in high school, how would you know? And so if there's something that you see that you're interested in, it doesn't mean you're committing to that for the rest of your high school career. It means you're wanting to take one class in that new subject area to you, and we've got different things. You know, the criminal justice program, we expect to be a very popular class because it lets you understand all of the careers that are available in public safety. You might not know that that exists until you take this class. After you take one class, you might decide, that's not for me. Guess what? Next time, you can take a class in a different pathway. That's the whole point of high school, is to create real experiences that are going to be as close to what they're going to look like when you graduate. So you know what you're doing, and you have a better confidence about yourself when you graduate high school ready to go to work. I'm confident that Create has something here that you're going to be interested in that's going to help you be successful in the future, and we hope to see you out here on the floor at Create soon.